Hello everyone, welcome to the Mecanique Sportive YouTube channel. This is Nicholas. Today I'm presenting the 3008 to you, but in a specific version that has just been released. It's the dual motor version, which means two motors, one in the front and one in the back. And this time 325 horsepower. Let's see what it can do. Because Peugeot told me they've reworked the chassis, they've reworked the suspension, they've reworked the anti-roll bars, they've reworked the power. How does it deliver all that? They put in the small battery, and you weren't really excited about the new Peugeot i3008. And to be honest, it's better. I really prefer this one. There's a significant contrast. We'll conduct a test drive as always. Pretty comprehensive, all kinds of roads. We'll be up in the mountains. We're here in Germany. It's really awesome. Congrats to those who found roads to bring us here. Testing it will radically change my opinion about this car because right now I like it. Anyway, I'll quickly give you the specs of the 3008, the new 3008. 1.3 million 3008s have been sold so far. Before releasing the new model, they had already sold over 130,000 units in France. Hold on, I have the numbers here, which I saw earlier during the little press conference. So they've sold, if I'm not mistaken, 138,763. 56% were in the Grand Touring trim, so really the top of the line trim. 61% for the 5008S, which basically the 5008 is the same as this one, just bigger and with 2 extra seats. Otherwise, everything else is the same. And it's pretty much the same, really. And 22% of the 3008 in IV, so 22% of 130,000 is about 140,000 almost. That's a lot of cars already. 27% of the 5008 is impressive, but I think the 5008, that's because it's often fleets and companies since you can have a company car. And that spot, it can be interesting. Anyway, they changed this time. So they put in two motors, 213 horsepower in the front, like the standard version, and they added 112 horsepower in the back. With a total combined power of 325 horsepower, things are getting interesting. We have a drag coefficient of 0.28, which is good for a sport utility vehicle. He announces the range figures, hold on, because I also took a picture of the range figures. He announces them. 490 kilometers in worldwide harmonized light vehicles test procedure with this toy, which is normally more than enough for most uses. So they've reworked quite a few things. They've reworked the driving modes. They've reworked the power distribution. In short, quite a few new things. After that, the size remains the same. It's still 4 meters 54 long, 1 meter 90 wide, and 1 meter 64 high. Depending on the version, the car weighs between 2,100 and 2,200 kg and can tow up to about 1,500 kg. We have 520 liters of trunk space, which is pretty cool. But 470 for this dual motor version, since yes, there's a motor hidden under the trunk. We lose about 50 liters on this version, bringing it down to 420 liters. It's not the best for a big one, but still pretty decent. And follow along like that, you might expect 500 or even more, maybe 600, but well, you have to deal with this second motor. Right here, it will always be available and with a small hybrid engine. With the new 136 horsepower, now called 145 if I'm not mistaken, it will also be available with 210 horsepower front-wheel drive and this 325 horsepower version. With the small batteries, there will also be a version that has the big battery. He aimed for about 700 kilometers of range, but we have a bit less, with 6 color options. Still for this car, we still have the Grand Touring trim and the others, and the panoramic high cockpit that appeared on this car. Our turning diameter is 10.60 meters, which is still good. The ground clearance is 20 centimeters. Oh, I almost forgot. There will also be a plug-in hybrid engine, but it still hasn't been released yet. It's taking a little while from what I understand. It's taking a little while because of technical reasons and the gearbox, the reliability of the gearbox, from what other journalists have told me. So that's it, in my opinion. They don't want to have too many setbacks anymore, so they're continuing with development and research. Reliability, all that. In terms of charging, you can charge up to 160 kilowatts on these cars, so it's roughly about half an hour, more or less, for a full charge. For a 10 to 80% charge, we have V2L, which means you can charge the car, but the car can also charge other devices. That's something you can do on almost all electric cars now. Anyway, I'll take you on a quick tour with me again, just to show you this car a little bit, what we're not going to do again. A full video about the design and other things, but honestly, I love this look. Really, we should come to the mountains more often. And you, I have a little announcement to make to you. I had an idea like that. I mentioned it in the Renault 4 video. For regular viewers, you know, we cover a wide variety of topics on this channel. I have an idea. From now on, every video that gets over 100,000 views, starting from, so I said May 14th, 2025, if you comment, share, subscribe, like, and all that. Anyway, I will choose from all the comments on videos that get over 100,000 views for you to contact you and send a 100 gift card. I thought I'd get the community involved. So for those who comment, like, and are subscribed to the channel, you participate every time, no matter the video. If it gets over 100,000 views, well, there will be a €100 gift check for you. That way, I'll randomly select one of you for each video that gets over 100,000 views. And if one day we reach 1 million views, a video that gets 1 million, from that date on as well, it'll be €1,000 as a gift for one of you, in addition to the €100 that will have already been given out. Are you interested? Well, you just have to comment and leave a little, like, that's it. I want to thank you at the same time. It makes me happy. Simultaneously, it could support slight community growth. Subscribe, like, and comment, and it doesn't commit you to anything at all, actually. And so here are the 3 new claws, this grille here. I have to admit, it really has style. Even on video like this, it's pretty nice. There you go. Just like that. Here's the little strip, the 3008, which is written here. The outline, no more air curtains. Here it's really closed, the 3 claws now, at the front and at the back. The hood is very full. You can recognize the 3008 a bit. Even here, the Peugeot is quite unique with its rims, with... I'm not a fan of this style. What do you think about it? What's good is that everything is painted around here. It's not just raw plastic, so it still aims to be at least somewhat high quality. And look, even here, the big light strip that goes across inside, that's actually pretty nice. This fastback style isn't my preference. I favor authentic SUVs. Regarding the coupe appearance, I believe brands, people buy them, so it means they like them. There's something for everyone since tastes and preferences vary, as you can see in the shapes and things here. Here, it's dad, dad. The back, still just as vertical, really looks like it's been sliced down with a knife. By the way, you know, they do that with clay at the base. The clay and shapes look like he just sliced it there and said, yeah, that's good. Let's keep it like that, guys. The little spoiler, the little things, 4 ducts, always there. I can see if you can. But actually, inside, you can see by the reflection there that there are little aero things under the lamp, since you can put your hand underneath. Anyway, there's a little bit of air that passes through there. Look here, for those who can see inside, there are lots of little vortex things, always the little cat ears. Right here, so this is actually pretty nice. The glass roof on top. We also have a 2-tone like this. And this rear 3/4 view, you know I like the rear 3/4 view. Well, that doesn't change. Me, I'm still struggling with this entire smooth section. And maybe there's a little something missing around here. It would be nice. Next, the 3 claws this way. Also on this side, you can see it here in the Peugeot with the i3008. What sets our version apart is that it's written here. Dual motor, and on the back, that's it. So it looks like a sport utility vehicle. It's quite massive. It looks big, and on the bottom. As mentioned, we're not making significant changes to the design. There are large sections here and there, and this area is glass. Can we see through it? I mean, is it transparent? Here, there's a window, and if I open it for you, actually, it leads to that little quarter window over there, really, just a small slit. The rear window in Paris is very slanted. While we're here, let me tell you about the charging port. I can't open it because the engine is running. Okay, anyway, you can charge here. The rear doors, that's something we're familiar with. With Peugeot, it's kind of the same style when it comes to the fabric, a sort of 6000 here, pretty nice hard plastic on the top and on the bottom. But then here, you work the handle here to close the doors. So what we like less is that it's not the best, because actually it's not very deep, and I'm not a huge fan of that. But well, Sonofocale with its speakers there and the seat, which is honestly very nice, really well done. Look at this kind of Alcantara here. That's really, really nice. And we're pretty comfortable inside. We have a completely flat floor since it's an electric car. So the battery is under the floor here. And when I come to sit inside, and here you can find me in the back. In the back, I'm 1.80 meters. There's honestly still some space left, which is pretty rare in a coupe sport utility vehicle or in any kind of coupe. Even if I sit up really straight, if I really sit straight, my head hits the roof. I just need to sit a bit more relaxed and then it's fine. I barely fit. And as for my legs, honestly, I have a lot of space. Look, there's all this space in front. It's pretty good for the feet. It's the same as in the 6G. Good support even on the sides. So it's quite open, but it's a bit hollowed out. It's firm, but not uncomfortable. And there you go. And here I saw it on the front and this roof, and the front is really nice. It's honestly super cool. And don't move. I'll turn you around like this. And especially when I change modes, my favorite mode is when it's blue like this. And look here, this lighting with the blue, I think it's really awesome. It's nice. We also light up the compartment here. We also light up around the pedals, this side here. And at night, it's really beautiful, even during the day. That's why it's made to be super bright, so we have good visibility. And still here, whether it's small or large, it's always lit up, which is pretty nice. Look at this bird's eye view. Here, it's cool, the seats, same thing, they are well designed. And what I like is that they put the seat belt at the top of the seat, pretty low. As a tall person, I can see over it, giving me a nice view of the entire front area. We tried the heated seats here, so I see why they put them in the back. It wasn't even that cold. Oops. On 2 settings. Sorry, are you filming? Actually, we have heated seats here with 3 settings. Up, I was there, and that's what it looks like. And now there's a big Dodge Ram that needs to get through. I parked a little bit in the middle of the road. I hope he doesn't hit my side mirror. It barely fits, but that big V8, that's what we like. I had a big sticker with a dead boar on my car. It's pretty funny. Anyway, in the back, there's a pretty nice little storage bin. And the USB ports, they're really well hidden, so I can't see them. You'll just have to go look for them. But that's a bit of a shame. You really have to. Here, that's the view I have. And actually, they're there, so you'll have to feel around like this. Try to find a hole and the back of the little nets. It's pretty simple. And when I go back to the front, I'm now going to show the trunk. I know you like to see the trunks. So always the same thing, right? But this is the thing that bothers me about this car. It's how they designed the trunk openings. Here, right here, there's really no space, and it's always pretty uncomfortable because I keep hitting my knuckles. The trunk. So here, you can see it's 470 liters, if you remember correctly. There's a small storage compartment on each side, like this and like this. The trunk has 2 levels, and underneath, for example, you can store your charging cables. It's a stunning, vibrant red and quite eye-catching. It has a slight indentation, not as deep as the others. Since we have the engine right underneath, that's what the bench seat looks like, which will fold down in a 40-20-40 split. A small 12-volt socket is great because if I lift this part up and there's nothing, it gets stuck. It leaves me at a 45-degree angle so I can reach inside. And something to hang bags on each side in case you're doing your shopping. And of course, it's automatic right here. Don't forget to show the foot over there. Don't hesitate to remind me, there at the front. So the front door. So we have the LED part here and this fabric part. The top part though, and where is it? We know it's focal because it's written there, and we have the speaker right there. Then here a bit of texture and leather imitation, and at the bottom plastic, but there's also a bit of carpeting inside, which is nice. Peugeot door sill on this beautiful version. I was here, the seats with massage and memory functions. In 2 positions, they are 100% electric, and the pedals have a very large footrest on the left. The small storage compartment is made entirely of plastic. Putting coins and other items inside is an option. It's going to jingle a little bit in there. I think that's for the token. Every time a supermarket one, open the trunk remotely, and the alarm is on this side, and don't move it. I memorized my position. Mr. One.
Save it like that. I'll just press again.
So from the driver's point of view, this is what it's going to look like. Like this there, that's Nico driving. That's what it looks like. I feel like the camera isn't filming very straight anymore. It's repeating itself too. Maybe it's me who's parked a little on a slope. The steering wheel, that we know now, small steering wheel. On this side, the driving aids, limiter assist, reset it to 0, and the distance to the vehicle in front of me. Faster, slower. This side includes audio, voice commands for phone, volume control, and radio adjustment via steering wheel controls. I was just here, still the same piano black that we find here, and also here as well, with the handbrake, the volume here for the radio, the hazard button, and on this side the drive modes. And as always, the climate controls for the front and rear defoggers and the fan power. Here as well, so there are the high toggle plus, this screen that is floating right on this little strip. Well, actually this very large area where I would even say in the end with this large diagonal. And there's only one screen. And from here, it's not touch sensitive, but from here, it is touch sensitive. The home button brings us back, and the widgets provide everything needed, including Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Anyway, you know, the gear shift is here. We don't have a B mode, as you often see it's here in the group, those levers that we don't have. The steering wheel has paddles with 3 regeneration modes. I'll show you that while we're driving. There's a vent here, 2 vents there, the third one all by itself over there, up high here, double cup holder, some storage here as well, always an interior, this part here, which opens up. And it closes like this. We have a large compartment. There's always the big compartment that we know in the group, right here. Additionally, the air conditioning keeps the area refrigerated, ensuring small bottles remain cool, which is quite pleasant. The seats in the front look like this. I haven't really shown you, but it's the same texture as in the back. So there's a Peugeot logo here, right on the headrest. That's nice. That's what premium brands do. For example, at Ferrari, Porsche, etc. You find it there. And the seats are beautiful with very good support. We'll test that later on the mountain roads. It's cool to have. And especially notice that it's very hollowed out here on the left. It's not there and not here. So it's quite deep there, but not everywhere. But in any case, I think a large 1.5 liter bottle fits here. Also in the door compartment bins. So they promise 3 large bottles plus some small ones here, which you can refill without too much trouble. No, I was moving a little bit. I can't, sorry. I haven't started the car. It's in mode but needs restarting. I'm in the way, although few people come by. And here, the little frameless mirror, where we have this with a mirror or double LED, which lights up well, not bad, a bit higher. The microphone right on its handle. And here, the little thing for the glasses, and to open the sunroof and just open the curtain, and the LEDs. Here as well, very white, and so this big 3-window one that I showed you. Let's try the dual motor version with 325 horsepower now. We'll see how it goes with all these driving modes that have now changed since we have the modes here. So, wait, hold on, let me get back into my proper position. No, but if I press for a month, if it goes all the way by itself, so I'm really starting it. And so now, the modes, will be able to have these modes here. The normal mode, the sport mode, the 4-wheel drive mode, and the eco mode. Hold on, I'll show you the magic. There we go, we unlock it. There it is, basically. That's what you have. Here, you can observe all the car's actions, modes, power, and other features. You can pause directly on the screen to look at this information. This way, it will provide the full distribution and torque. And how it works, if it's front-wheel drive, if it's 4-wheel drive in 40/60 or 50/50. In short, there you have all the information. Let's test drive the new i3008 with a dual motor and 325 horsepower to see how it performs on the road. And dynamic at the same time. As for consumption, don't pay attention to the consumption figures here because we're at the top of the mountain. We've only been going uphill and I drove a bit like a maniac. And I'm not going to lie, but I'm having a bit of fun because honestly, it has a chassis that makes you want to have a good time. PS version with around 400 horsepower, slightly lowered suspension and appropriate tires. Peugeot, I miss you. Peugeot Sport, we miss you. It hurts my little 308 PS heart. Are those cars, Peugeot? Just a thought, don't you agree too? All right, let's continue this video. Here we go. So with this new 3008 in this 325 horsepower engine, which is meant to be more powerful, and a reworked chassis, as I was saying, we'll see how it performs on the road. So I'm taking control here on the drive. Let's let our colleagues pass first. So here we are at the Mulhouse factory, where they make quite a lot of cars. Doesn't the little one want an electric car? And as usual, 100% electric. So you can imagine every time it's quiet, this new screen here, pretty nice. We're supposed to go for a 2.5-hour loop. From what I've been told, we'll see how it goes. It's already here, moving slightly. Speed bumps, or there, her. But we're going to tell her to be quiet right away, only the blinker alert. If Valence is sick at the factory, because I have the right to film here, but I'm doing it anyway. They didn't give any contraindications. That's the sound of the turn signal. You're starting to recognize it. And Peugeot, the electric side, the age. So am I going to do it too? It's mainly about resetting my consumption to zero right away. They've already reset them to zero. But me, I reset my own thing every time, really, from the moment I do it with you. So now we're really at zero. We'll see how it goes in terms of consumption. We'll see how it goes a bit in terms of autonomy. So now I'm starting with it. 90% told me that currently 458 kilometers of remaining range, there are still few being sold. The fully electric versions of the 3008 and 5008 account for roughly 20% of sales. From what I saw, there are advantages and disadvantages. Here we have the recovery paddles here. Hub 3. The 3 is quite powerful when moving. I want to see if it goes all the way to a stop, because it goes all the way to a stop. It doesn't have one pedal and we can't go any further. Just regeneration, so we don't have a B mode either. Usually there's a B mode here, but no, we can just use the paddles directly. And when I'm on a regeneration arrow, there's still a bit of regeneration. There's not a real true freewheel, and as you can see, I can't even disable this little bit of regeneration. I can't have a real true freewheel. That's what I like. For example, the Volkswagen Group does it, for example, on Audis. I know it's possible, and I have to admit, I think it's still an advantage. Personally, I like it when it can really glide without any constraint and without any resistance, even though it's good to always regenerate a little, which is still a plus to be able to increase the range a bit. But I prefer when it goes straight ahead. There, you can feel that it's really very pleasant. So, the brake pedal is a little bit special, actually. There's quite a bit of time before anything happens. Hello, thank you, have a nice day. When we go out, there's the safety feature, so the brake pedal. I'll come back to that. I'm going to accelerate here. The beginning of the pedal doesn't do anything, it seems. You really have to press a little further. There you go. The steering. I feel like, though you really have to make a lot of movement at the start, there's really a very neutral midpoint. Why not? We're on the highway. It's not a problem, actually. It's even a plus in these conditions. So, all of this is because I'm exceeding the speed limit. That goes fast. If I remember correctly, you have to look for that in the ADAS, 1.3 kilometers, so it's here. Then you have to go into the air. Speeding, uncheck it here and go back to the home screen. It'll be better, so if it goes straight to 80, we saw it at low speed, it's nice. Anyway, it's an electric car as usual, so where I don't... Wait, I thought I heard something. 70 at. There's a whistling noise when I accelerate from the electric motors. You can still hear it quite a bit. Yeah, okay. That's rare to hear these days on electric cars. You only hear it a little bit during acceleration, and oh yeah, during regeneration you can still clearly hear the whine of the electric motors. So it's pretty rare usually, you don't hear them very much. Here, there is still a... Ah yeah, even the deceleration with the Regan, you can still hear it quite a bit actually. So I don't really remember the electric version, just the front wheel drive one. But over there's a camouflage car. It must be a new Mercedes. That's nice. And now we're going on to a stretch of highway where it was supposed to be 130, but there are roadworks, so it won't be 130. I wonder what that is, that car all camouflaged. So as for the steering, it's okay. It seems pretty good. Are you getting annoyed? And him, what's that, man? If that's the future E-Class, I think, with the triangle lights. I don't know if you can see it there while I'm learning. If you can see well, there's just a little bit of roasting on the rear trunk and the bumper. What I like is when I see concepts like that, prototypes and all that, it's pretty funny. So what I want to do, especially right now, is set up my assistant. I'm going to say, okay, you're going to drive at 80 with lane centering, all the driving aids. Well, you know me. If you follow the channel regularly, you know I like that. There. For example, at 75, the rolling noise is still well filtered. 75 kilometers per hour, almost no wind noise. I opened the curtain to let in some sunlight and position the camera for a more original shot. When I stick it over there, don't hesitate to tell me what you think about it. We're pretty good. I don't know if they put the little massage feature on these seats. No, I don't think I have the massage here. Too bad, sitting massage. It's just that it took a really long time. But the activation that does the cat paw massage, that's my favorite thing at Peugeot. There we go. I'm just going to recline a little bit more. There, that's good. This car earned 2 extra points thanks to the cat paw massage. And honestly, it's the best massage you can get in any car, even compared to Mercedes and so on. The cat paw pad, it's perfect. You know, it's when cats do that thing. Well done, Peugeot, for including this. And well done to the guys who suggested it. Where's the lady? Honestly, great. On the road like this, of course, at these speeds, it's always very pleasant. I said it, okay, 75 or 80 on small roads. At that speed, honestly, it's pretty good. So I don't know if I'll at least get a little stretch of highway at 130. That would be cool. They didn't put in electronic tolls so we could use more highways. At 81, things are fine the way they are now. In 200 meters, it goes back to normal. The max is 130. Here, with major construction and damage. I'd really like to try out some construction equipment one day. I think it could be interesting. Would that interest you? For me to try out big machines, backhoe loaders, things like that, I'd really like it. Like those big machines with the huge bucket in front. I think it would be really cool to do for real. Come on, I hope that's okay.
There we go, it's perfect. We're going to follow the German black Mercedes. That one is made for driving. And I think, by the way,
we're heading towards Germany, in Valais, in the mountains, to go towards Germany where there are exhausts on each side. That might be a sporty version, his little Mercedes in front. So here I'm at 110, 110. I'm starting to hear a little bit of wind noise, but honestly, it's really well contained. Truck on the side. I think, and the windows aren't bad. There's a little layering. Actually, I feel like I hear the truck more through the glass roof than through the side windows. In front, there's a truck overtaking another truck at 0.5 kilometers per hour faster. That's frustrating. I don't know if there are a lot of truck drivers following me on YouTube, but that, when you're a car driver, come on, let's go. Does it pick up well now? Is it starting to get nice? 130, 130. Here, we're really going to drive at 130. The acceleration was cool now, what I'm doing with the kickdown, 130. We have a bit of wind noise, but honestly, it's still pretty decent. And here I see there's a bit of crosswind blowing like that, judging by the trees. That's 110. We didn't last long. It didn't last much. Long of 131. And now he's slowing down. That's an 80 sign right after. Great, more construction. We're going at 130. We could see it. It was still pretty good. Even the road noise is well filtered, well contained, really. It's a car that's pleasant to drive. And the fact that it's electric, you really get that instant acceleration with real power. The 213 horsepower version wasn't impressive when we had it, as you could really feel the weight. So now, with this version that's a bit more dynamic, they're working on the suspension. They used the smaller battery so that we don't get that heavy feeling, I think, especially with this more dynamic aspect. What's a bit unfortunate is that we have more power and a small battery, so we use more energy but have less range. Most people probably like it, I think. Having the big battery nearby, it gets the job done for 98% of uses. The small battery, even a really small one, around 40 kilowatt hours. You could see it in my tests of the R5 or other cars. Small batteries actually do the job just fine most of the time. And here, the advantage. So I have to admit, I just got a little disappointed by something that just happened. So right now, I'm in standard comfort mode, same electric car, and the critics say it's instant. There's no delay. I'm going to do a kickdown now. Are you ready? There's one motor that accelerates and then a second one that takes over. And I have to admit, it's not impressive. And the fact that there's a delay before the second electric motor kicks in. I don't get it. Normally with electric it's supposed to be instant, but here you feel a bit of lag. It's a shame as I can feel it take off, so it really goes well from 60. A colleague overtook me. It was very strange. I've never experienced that before in an electric car. My goal is to be completely transparent with you in all my videos, no matter the test, no matter the car, no matter the brand. Normally, LX is instant if you need 2 motors. The kickdown isn't supposed to hesitate and think, oh, maybe I should go. I'll test it again, just to be sure. 3 times. Ah, yeah, no, that's too weird. When I want to kick down, and I want it all of a sudden, it's like I'm pressing and the thing just drops. 1 or 2 gears on an automatic transmission, and then it would say, it's good, I'm at the right revolutions per minute, whereas with an electric car, normally there's no such thing as being at the right revolutions per minute. It's supposed to always have maximum torque, but we were told to test the different drive modes. So there's normal mode, eco mode, for example. Maintaining constant pedal pressure, I instantly feel the limitation and notice a slight color change in the cabin. And now, so you have to press much harder on the pedal to get something that accelerates at the same speed as in the standard mode. But that's actually done to limit it a bit and consume a little less. In sport mode, the interior lighting color changes and the pedal becomes much more responsive immediately. Careful, I'm testing the kickdown again here by. However, it knows that both motors are running. In sport mode, the goal is to provide more power with 60% at the rear and 40% at the front. But on the other hand, what's good is that this time I really have instant acceleration. When I see what it gives, it's really good. It gives and it delivers the maximum power instantly. Front motor, rear motors and the 4-wheel drive mode, which in this case is a 50-50 split that delivers. 50% really on both. And here it's the same, it's pretty instant on acceleration, as you can see. Yeah, it's the same. What's funny is that it still lifts up pretty well actually. I think the car is going to be pretty comfortable, but it'll be a bit firmer in Type R mode. Still compared to the standard versions, which were maybe even a bit too soft in my opinion, for example. If I do this, I can feel it. It seems to lean a bit, but still not too much. We'll see how it goes on the mountain roads. They told us there would be mountain roads to test for body roll. I can't wait to test it dynamically since they say it's going to be a bit more fun. With a sport mode, I switch back to normal mode, which is really, really good. And above all, what I'm going to do is turn my driving assist back on, because right now I'm on the highway in traffic jams. We're already in Germany. I didn't even know Germany was so close to us. It really only took a few minutes. We're immediately in Germany. Let's see how it goes. I don't know if there's any Autobahn today. They told us tomorrow on the way back. I'll let you know. For now, the consoles. We're at 17.3 over 14 kilometers. I did a few accelerations and so on. But we slowed down a bit afterwards. Can't wait to see how it really turns out. We briefly drove on the highway and 8:30, but mostly on small roads. I'll provide a full recap at the end of this test. And if you're interested in me taking this car for a longer test later, why not leave a little message in the comments? But I'm excited to see the outcome, and here I am, back with you. As soon as we're on small winding roads, it holds a bit more like a highway here, so we're bringing it up, 120. I don't know if we're going to have a little stretch of Autobahn or not here. Same thing, 120, I press, okay and okay. I think you can still do long trips with the big battery, and with just one motor it will be better if you really do long trips often. This one will be a little nicer for the dynamics, I think, and especially for acceleration and the overall feel. I have power in an electric car that you didn't really find in the attraction version, which I kind of missed. The car was heavy with the big battery, which was cool for a very laid-back car, but for an electric car, I felt it was lacking a bit of dynamism. I've been getting a massage for some time now, and it's going well. We're on small country roads here, so what's nice in Germany is that it's 100 kilometers per hour on small roads like this, so you can drive pretty fast and have some fun, which will allow me to test it a bit dynamically. Actually, this chassis is honestly, so far, it seems pretty good. It's well suspended, it's pleasant, it holds up. Even though it leans slightly in corners, it's not uncomfortable. Honestly, in this case, I like it. The small steering wheel brings that aspect that actually makes the car more lively. Let's say it still remembers. You immediately feel in a turn, as soon as you pick up a bit of pace, the weight, you can feel that the car, on the other hand, slides completely. It's not an unhealthy behavior, and it happens very gradually. But then again, who really drives a 3008 like an idiot like that? It's uncommon to be in a major rush, but it happens occasionally. Just consider it, for instance. Here, when you push it hard, there's a slight understeer, but the SP tells you, wait, let's not get too crazy. Honestly, it's not bad in the seats. You're really well held in place, so I'm pretty surprised. Actually, I just realized it, but I'm not moving at all. It almost feels like you're in sports seats, and the scenery is beautiful. Honestly, I love it. It's really beautiful, and yeah, I'm really well held in place. You can hear the tires a little bit saying to, don't push us too hard, please, but it's honestly very enjoyable. The colleagues in front, also with the Tree 3000. It's a plus, it's an older one driving in front, because in this job there are people of all ages. But no, honestly, it's pleasant, and to drive in a completely normal way, like right now, it's top notch, and I haven't even switched to sport mode yet. I've been in comfort mode the whole time, which will give me a slightly firmer steering to give me a bit more feedback. And above all, much sharper acceleration, and I have to admit the acceleration is starting to get pretty nice. That's what was really missing from the other version, and it's a bit more rear-wheel drive oriented, though I don't know exactly how that feels. You don't really drift with it. After all, it's not a sports car. The PSC versions, I think they've stopped making them. And apart from the 508 PSC, there's not much sporty happening at Peugeot anymore. It's a shame because I liked it. Too bad the 300 horsepower 3008 hybrid never came out as a PS version, even back then. And you can see there, pedal to the metal, you know, it's super stable, it's reassuring even when you floor it completely. In the corners, the car doesn't lose grip, the SB is there, and well, that's it. It only happens when I'm not pushing it. But the mountains are really beautiful, the scenery is incredible. He chose to speed up a bit since the speed limit was still 100 km/h, so we figured he should enjoy it. We can't do that in France. Back home, it's 70, maybe 80 on the small roads. It's still pretty nice, honestly. It's more than enough for 90% of people. To get a sports car, you have to compromise. And we're all following each other in a bunch of 3008, i3008 dual motor. I think, in my opinion, that's all there is to say, that the chassis was pretty nice. I think the person who would want to say, well, no, it's not that amazing. Honestly, it's actually a pretty big truck here. Let's let it pass, and then we can go harder in sport mode. Honestly, the acceleration here really makes me happy. There's a nice vibe, that little dynamic touch. The scenery is so beautiful, all this green and everything. It's just incredible. Well, I gave about a 2-minute head start to everyone who was in front, and now we can really go for it. With heavy braking, well, when braking, you really feel the weight, the understeer. Honestly, it's pretty stable, and you can see it here. I just want to have some fun. These days, I get a bit frustrated with cars that aren't really that cool, but this one drives well, it's fast, it accelerates nicely, and the chassis is honestly great. The suspension absorbs bumps well, and it's pretty dynamic. Honestly, this is actually something really enjoyable. I wasn't expecting anything exceptional from this car, to be honest. I'm like, well, yeah, if it's a bit like the old one, there you go. It picks up again, but it's 70 here, so we have to be careful. But very enjoyable. Honestly, I thought, well, the first version, I wasn't attracted to it at all. We tried it in the rain and everything was there. Honestly, Mom, we're really going for it here. I'm kind of going at it a bit roughly, but I need that from time to time just to let off a little steam. And with my foot on the brake, we get there just right. The SP honestly won't let us down. It does its job well. it still gives you confidence. And even when you go hard, when you come in fast. No, it's really pleasant. Honestly, I didn't think I'd say that I was going to like it, but I actually like what she has. The necessary kick isn't too strong to make you say, oh no, it's really intense, and it actually makes you feel sick. Here, she really has a very good performance. And regarding the weight, you really feel it a lot less than the version with the big battery, that's for sure. On dry roads like this, on beautiful roads, it's magnificent. It's just so beautiful. I want to stop everywhere. I don't know if there are any spots to stop here, but it really makes you want to. Can we stop here? No, we can't. Damn, I would have loved to get a shot for you because it's just amazing. Well, anyway, in terms of dynamics, it's very pleasant. I wasn't expecting it and I like it. Well done, Peugeot. The suspension is excellent, providing a slight lean and the perfect balance of comfort and support. The seats also offer really good support. So honestly, it's perfect. Let's pause. I want to show you this shot because it's truly beautiful. She's going to go to the end and just give you a little shot to show you how beautiful it is. Since I'm taking you out like I did with the Rhone 4, where I didn't take you directly with me, like this, look, this amazing landscape. It feels good. I love it. It's so awesome, amazing. This little car is really nice. It really breathes the mountain air. It's true that being in the mountains is a real bonus. We can have fun driving fast without making noise or disturbing nature, as we can't be heard from a distance. Even though I admit that I love big engines and all that. Well, I didn't think I'd go through a tunnel, but a small tunnel actually gives a good idea of the nighttime lighting. And especially here, with this atmosphere, the blue every time, it's my favorite color. It really stands out here. Too bad we don't have it in the back. A little extension, it could have been cool, but that's what it looks like. At night, of course, automatic lights, everything works well. We have automatic high beams and so on. In short, the fully automatic mode. For now, I've driven 134 kilometers. I still have a little way to go, with an average of 21 kilowatt hours per 100. Considering how I pushed it a bit in the mountains, well, that's really not bad, especially after the mountains. Driving downhill is beneficial for electric cars as it regenerates energy, reducing overall consumption. But I think he saw what I did. Are you still holding back a bit? 52%, 216 kilometers left. I've done 134. That's 350 kilometers total. We're at 90%, so it'll be around that level. I think, well, I'll get back to you when I actually reach the end, and we'll do a little debrief about this car. Well, here I am after 146 kilometers, and we did go back up some mountain roads. I don't know if you can see, but in the background, we're on top of a mountain. Now we're going to check out a pretty nice hotel with a beautiful view tonight. 146 kilometers, averaging 21.6, knowing that I really pushed it, which is still pretty good, I think, considering we're still up on a mountain. We haven't gone back down yet, by the way. I didn't say Syria. At what altitude am I right now? 595 meters above. Earlier, I saw that I was at 1,500 meters too, so we've gone up, down, up, down. 10 series. At what altitude is the city of Mulhouse located? He didn't really. Who kills? We've climbed 286 meters, going up and down multiple times, and have now ascended again.
Moulou is located at 284 meters above sea level.
So what do we think about this version? Well, yeah, honestly, they made something really cooler than the other version I tried. The fact that it's 4-powered wheels, its own motor, much better, good traction, good propulsion, the chassis is better, and the fact that they reworked the suspension. The bars and everything are great. You keep the comfort while making the car more dynamic, honestly. There are things. It was really cool. I enjoyed driving. It's been a long time since I enjoyed driving a car. Let's say standard, the chassis is good. The acceleration is great. The focal sound system is nice. It's not as good as what's in a 408. And honestly, I don't know what they did in the 408, but I found it incredible. The interior, well, is still the 3008, so that's fine. As a driver, you feel good with great visibility, clear surroundings, and comfortable, supportive seats. In short, it's really not bad. Would I choose the dual motor version if I had to get an electric one? Yes, definitely the big battery. I don't see the point except for people who take very long trips quite often. Otherwise, this one, more dynamic, better acceleration. Finally, an electric car that stands out a bit at Peugeot as their lineup was getting rather dull. So welcome back. Thanks Peugeot for inviting me to test the 3008. It changed my perspective on it a bit. Afterwards, well, there you go. I also like the 136 horsepower version. For another use, the advantage is that with Peugeot, you have the choice between hybrid, plug-in hybrid, fully electric, and the 145 horsepower hybrid. Now, it's just a very improved mild hybrid. It's not yet a real true hybrid. But it actually did pretty well in terms of fuel consumption, except in certain conditions. You'll have to watch the video if you're interested. Hybrid. The plug-in hybrid versions haven't arrived yet. When they arrive, I'll make a video about it for you. The same goes for the 5008, which we'll normally have tomorrow. For an hour, I might do something just on board the new i5 dual motor, which will also be available with dual motors, just like this 3008. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Remember, we review comments for every video that surpasses 100,000 views. I randomly select a comment from people who are subscribed, who have liked, and who have left a comment to win a backpack check. That's the new thing. A little special interruption. Look at this. The idiots at kilometer 58, 11 kilowatt hours per 100, so it used more. After descending the mountain, I returned to the Peugeot factory where the 3008S we brought back are located. Did I do well? I got the same car as yesterday. An average of 205 km at 18.6 kilo, which is still pretty good considering my driving. We went up into the mountains. For the first 15 kilometers, I used 0. Because going down the mountain, actually, with the mountain, they can kind of make us say whatever they want. Not everyone is in the mountains, but some are. Electric cars are beneficial, especially in mountainous areas. When driving downhill, the car recharges by generating electricity, which is quite advantageous. I drove 15 kilometers without using energy, which is cool. However, it started consuming energy later. With several roads available, they drove nearly 30 kilometers at 120 kilometers/h. That's the quick, cheerful summary. Anyway, kisses this time. Ciao, bye-bye. The view is incredible. They even put a little thing, the door placed there like that, so you can admire the view through the window. It looks like something out of a movie.